What's up, everybody? I am back, and tonight I am going to talk about the importance of fathers. I know a lot of times we do not give daddies enough credit. Most times, when women talk about men, they're bashing them. I'm not going to be the male basher tonight, gentlemen. I'm actually giving you guys your props. Y'all see my papa? Anyway, so the reason why I thought about this subject is because I see a lot of females who are very insecure about themselves. They have low self esteem and they date men who don't treat them the best. And I feel like this is just my personal opinion that if their dad was in their life, a real daddy, a real OG daddy, that sometimes that might have changed their circumstances, maybe just a smidge. And the reason why I say that, because the importance of me having my grandfather in my life, my grandfather taught me some of my best life lessons at a young age. My grandfather taught me to work hard. He taught me to not depend on anybody, learn how to do things on my own. And he was just my protector. I knew that if I was in trouble or if I needed anything, I knew that my grandfather, he was going to be there for me. So that was the importance of me having my grandfather in my life at an early age. And now that my grandfather is deceased and I have found my father, and me and my dad have a relationship, now it's like when I lost my grandfather, my dad, he got in that space. And I know that my daddy will come to my rescue if I need him. And even being an adult, it doesn't matter how old you are. Your father always holds weight in your life because of the role that he plays. Now let's look at what a father is. Your dad is your first line of defense. That's the first person who is going to protect you. They provide for you. They show you love. they just they're the first faces that you see when you come into this world. And for little girls, daddy is like a little girl's first love. Your daddy treats you like a princess. He opens your door, he pulls out your chair, he tells you you're pretty. And a lot of little girls, they fall in love with their dads and they have their daddies wrapped around their fingers. So for me, my grandfather was a little rough. Not rough to the point to where I couldn't hug him, or he wouldn't give me a kiss on my forehead, or he was just mean. He was just old school. He was stern. What he said, he meant what he said. He said what he meant. And that was just the bottom line. But when I really needed him to hug me, he was always there to wrap his arms around me. When I was hurting, he was there. When my mom passed away, my grandfather was the one that always kept his arm around me. And I needed that because I just lost a parent. And my grandfather, he came to me and he told me everything was going to be okay. Oh, goodness. Y'all don't have to worry about anything. I got y'all. So now that I'm an adult and I have daughters, I pay attention to the way my husband is with my girls. He always opens the door. He pulls the chairs out for them. He tells them they're pretty. And I think that is important because they have like the biggest smiles on their faces when they hear their daddy tell them that he loves them, or he hugs them, or he gives them kisses on their face, or he tells them they're pretty. They are just, they're full of joy when they see their father. And they know that daddy is going to protect them. They know their daddy is going to make sure they have whatever it is they need. A lot of things that they want, they don't really need, but he makes sure that they have that as well. So, the reason why daddies are needed is because the way that this world has programmed us, especially black families, they made us feel like daddy doesn't need to be present. And I know that there are some women out there, they're not going to like this comment, but this is the truth. As much as you say that you don't need a man, you do. Your daughters and your sons, they do need their fathers. And the reason why they need their dad is because, number one, little girls need to understand they don't need a man to tell them how beautiful they are. Because if daddy has already put that into them since they were born, and daddy has taught them the right way, there's not too many men that's going to be able to get over on that little girl, because they've had a male figure in their household to demonstrate to them how much he loves them, and he's treated them like little princesses since they were born. So they're not going to just let a man treat them however they want and they be okay with it. And I'm going to switch gears a little bit, even for little boys. Little boys need to have their father too. Little boys need to see what a man does. A man opens a door for a lady. He pulls her chair out. He tells his daughter, when he's old enough to have children, he tells her that she's pretty, and he shows his kids loving kindness, and he shows his protective side, and he lets his children know, look, I'm always going to be there for you. So the way society has it now, it's almost as if they're trying to totally get rid of dad and take him out of the family equation, period. But I'm here to let y'all know, in my family dynamic, my grandfather was always present. My grandfather was always there. My grandfather always provided for the family. He always showed us love. No matter how stern he was, we knew that he loved us and we loved him too. Today, the way that family dynamics are, there aren't a lot of daddies in the house. So that leaves room for little girls to be around men that their mothers are dating. And these kids can potentially be harmed by these men, or they're not being treated the way that they should, even little boys. But if daddy was home and daddy was around, daddy would be there to protect them from that. And I'm not talking about deadbeat daddies. I'm not talking about the men who just have kids and they got children everywhere and they don't really have a concern about the well-being of the children. I'm not talking about these people. I'm talking about the real, genuine daddies who truly care about their kids, who want to be in their kids' lives, who want to show them right from wrong, who want them to grow up and be whatever it is their heart's desires when they grow up. The daddies who show love to mommy, they hug mommy, they kiss mommy, they show mommy love. They're not beating on mommy. They're not tearing mommy down or yelling at her or cursing at her or hitting on her. I'm not talking about those daddies. I'm talking about the real daddies. And if we had those type of daddies now, a lot of the children who are hurting, who don't have the attention from their dad, I think that will be cut down to a minimum. Because let's be real, when I was younger and the daddies were in the house, we didn't have all this disrespectful stuff going on, man. Like, for real. These kids are way out of control. And I wish I would have been disrespectful to an adult and my grandfather found out about it. I already knew what time it was. And it's like now the kids aren't fearful because there is no male figure in the house to show them the discipline that they need in order for them to understand, look, you're not going to talk to your mother this way. You're not going to go to school and you're not going to cut up. And you're not going to act like you don't have no common sense. You're not going to disrespect your elders. You're not going to disrespect anybody, because if you do, it's going to be repercussions and consequences that come behind that. And I know my age group, we know exactly what time it is. I'm not saying that you had to beat them down, you had to abuse them. No, I'm not talking about that. But there does come a time where, the Bible says it, spare the rod and spoil the child. So you ain't trying to use that rod when it's time, then guess what? The kid gonna be out here running around, cursing you out, beating you up, being disrespectful in class, disrespecting their elders, and just doing whatever the heck they want. So the females who don't have or didn't have a male around to show them how a young lady is supposed to be treated, or to show them love the correct way, they look for love in the wrong places. And it's sad, but it's the truth. And I see it all the time. I witnessed it myself. I've seen it in my own immediate family. I wish that men would take more of a responsibility when it comes to their family, when it comes to their children, because daddy is the head of the house, and then there's mommy, and then there's the kids. Anybody who has children and you're a parent and you're a mom, you know for yourself that your kids do not listen to you. But as soon as daddy gets home, everybody want to get right. You can yell, you can scream, you can fuss, you can do whatever. Your kid's not going to listen to you. It's sad. Now, I ain't gonna lie, now there are some mommies, they can look at their kids and they can tell them, like, look, if I tell you one more time, it's gonna be go time. I'm gonna get that butt. And the kids chill, but most of the kids, they just be like, man, whatever. Mommy ain't gonna be there. She ain't gonna do nothing. But when daddy walk in the door, oh, hey, dad, how was your day, dad? Everybody's a model citizen. I don't understand it, because, again, I see it in my own house. My husband walk in the door, my kids, they act like, oh, my God, like they're just little angels. But they've been giving me hell all day long. But that's a story for another day. So, daddies, I want you guys to understand that You may not feel appreciated, but coming from a mommy, I appreciate my husband. I appreciate him providing for me and my children and being an example to our kids, being stern with them, being the fun daddy when it's time to be the fun daddy, and being the mean daddy when he needs to be. Because I can honestly say that my children know when daddy's playing, and they know when daddy's being serious. They know if they have a problem, they can go talk to their dad, and they know daddy's gonna handle business. They know if it just whatever it is they're going through, they know that their dad is gonna be there for them. And to the daddies who have children, if you're watching, and you do have a baby mama, so to speak, try your hardest to be in your kid's life. Even if that woman gives you hell, you do whatever is necessary to be a part of your children's life. Even if mommy is acting a donkey, you try anyway. Because eventually that child is going to get older, and they are going to hold their mother accountable for them not being able to see their father. And it's sad, again, that we have women who use their children as pawns. That is not cool. If that father is willing to come and be a part of their children's life, even if he don't pay child support, let him see his kids. Let him see his kids. Yes, money is important. Yes, it does help take care of the child, but that time in that relationship and that bond that dad is going to build with his kids is going to matter a whole lot more than any amount of money that you're ever going to be able to give your children. So, with that being said, daddies, I love you guys. I love you for showing your children the right things, showing them love, being in their lives, showing compassion, letting them know that you are the rock that they can come to when they are in trouble. If you do not feel appreciated at all, this is my appreciation to you. And I wish that we can have more daddy time. I think daddies deserve to have more honor, because it's not easy being a daddy. I do understand that. Daddies have a big responsibility. Daddies do have a big responsibility. And I just want to say again, daddies, I appreciate you guys. And thank you guys for listening to my little rant, listening to me speak. Like I said, I'm not bashing anybody. These are just my opinions. This is just how I feel. Hopefully somebody is feeling what I'm saying. At the end of the day, take care of each other. Love on the daddies, love on the babies. And y'all have a good night.